Hi, I'm Yamalite, you're watching Early Game View, and this is my first impressions of Goliath. A game by a studio called Whalebug Studio, a small Siberian studio. I think there are about 13 people there or something. They have tried to kickstart this game but had to cancel the Kickstarter, I think because it didn't gather enough support. So at some point they just cancelled it, and a few weeks ago they published the release version on Steam. The Kickstarter was basically announced to gather more money to get more characters and more Goliath in here, but they released the game basically as the way that they kind of finished it, with the core features and without the new content, and I think they are basically hoping to sell enough to get new content in over the time. So I'm gonna jump right in and show you how exactly it works. As you can see here, I've played for some time. I'm level 11 now, and I have to actually be frank here, this is my second playthrough. So the first playthrough, I have tried playing this game as I thought that would be an action RPG, and I played it as an action RPG, and at some point I got basically completely screwed and I couldn't continue because I did not have enough resources and I couldn't gather any resources in the zone I was in because it was too high level for me, and I had not enough those crystals that are used for travel to go back to the lower level zone. So exactly, you know, it's one of the biggest problems this game has, in my opinion, is the lack of explanation of how the things work. And when I thought that, okay, that looks like your typical action RPG, and try to play it like this, I got screwed. So I had to restart and play it again, and this time I tried to play it as a more of a survival focused game. This time it worked out much better. The loading times, by the way, are not very nice. So again, I'm not running SSD here, so maybe that's the problem, but it does take quite some time to load. But yeah, as I was saying, the second playthrough is a bit more successful. I actually got to the fun part, basically, where you get all the cool quests from the variety of factions here. So as you can see here, here's my guy. I have 3 Goliaths with me. So this one is half ice, half stone. This one is burnt wood, and this one is just the stone one. There are a variety of Goliath and modifications. So I think there's like 4 or 5 different archetypes, basically. And then there are variations that you can pick. Okay, I don't remember. Do we have to talk to this guy? So I already talked. Okay, he added me a quest to track the marauder. Right, let's go track the marauder. So how does the game play? Well, you play as this guy. Basically, he's a human. He crashed from the plane. He doesn't have anything. All you have is an ability to build a camp. If you would look in the right bottom corner, you can see an Y button. I can build a camp. You can do it anywhere if you have enough resources. I don't actually think it actually consumes any resources. You can just build a camp anywhere. Then you have the pistol, which can be used on right trigger or left trigger and A as a skill. And then you have your invisibility, where we can make yourself basically invisible to escape predators. And this is basically one of the most useful skills as a human, because in this form you are super fragile and you will get killed by practically anything. The way you survive in this world is by building Goliaths. So I'm gonna use my awesome firewood Goliath to walk around because he's quite speedy. The stone Goliaths have more health and pack a bit more punch, but they are way more like slower than this. So let's go and try to do that quest. There is a bunch of storyline quests with pretty amusing writing, and there's a whole bunch of side quests. I think the people on forums claimed that the storyline takes about 20 hours if you just play it optimally. So if not optimally, then I guess it would take 30 or something. And there's like a whole bunch of side quests that you can do to gain reputation with factions, which is not necessarily required, but you know, I guess there may be vendors that sell reputation-based stuff. I'm not sure, I haven't explored that part yet. Okay, so we need to bring orange chips from the shuttle wrecks. And to do that, we have to use this teleportation device, and this is what I was talking about. So you can use this teleportation device to go between those areas. As you can see here, I have only the first 6 unlocked, 7, yeah, 7. And then all the other ones are basically other worlds and other biomes. I think there's only 3 biomes in this one, like wood, desert, and snow. And there's like way more of them. I think I read that there's about 50 areas in general in game, and there's also a claim that this game has randomly like the procedurally generated parts to it, but I have yet to see one because all I've seen so far was actually the same. It might be that all those like large landmarks that you visit in the very beginning are the same, or maybe the first 5 zones are the same, and the procedural generation will kick off later on. Okay, so we are now in a snow biome, and it might be not a good idea to go here using the fire Goliath because the weather and the environment affects you. So for example, we're gonna go and kick those guys here, and the thing is that basically if I have a fire Goliath, he is healed by fire. So if I set myself on fire and then run around, I will actually heal. But if I get into water or I get covered by snow, I'm not actually like 100% sure that snow affects it. Let's try it. So basically, water damages you, but fire heals you. And we have this annoying little guy here. We can set him on fire because why the hell not? And then we can roll. The combat is very simplistic. So basically, each Goliath has their own skill of sets, plus their own weapons and their own defensive skill. So for example, for this guy, defensive skill is roll, as you can see here. He also sets things on fire. I got some orange micro. Okay, I guess that's what I needed to get. So that was the quest thing. Okay, so we can switch to other Goliath, and I can show you that the stone Goliaths have their defense skill as blocking, and if you block long enough, it will. I think it basically consumes the damage that is done to you to unleash the attack. Yeah, there we go. And another thing is that all the Goliaths have 3 skills depending on their archetype. So the wooden ones have the boulder throw. Let's go find someone to kill. There we go. There's a bunch of guys here. So if we do like this, and then the other skill is this whirlwind, where essentially we can spin around and kill them like this. Let's get closer to him and smack him in the head. Basically, each Goliath has 2 attacks. One is your normal attack that you swing around the whatever weapon you might have. Ow. Let's not do that. Put him on fire. As you can see here right now, the fire, so I'm running around him and he's burning, and the fire actually heals me. Well, this is a pretty convenient thing. I think this whole thing with, playing around with elements is pretty cool because this is like a burnt wood Goliath, and I also had like a normal wood Goliath because you have to unlock them. And normal wood Goliath actually got damaged by the fire, as you would imagine, but got healed by the water. So if you would get like under the rain or get into the lake, you could actually heal, and pretty heavily. I mean, it was like pretty nice. Come on, come here. There we go. So you can kill those guys, collect some twigs. Yeah, if you notice that you basically can collect resources, so you can kick this tree, get some logs and twigs from it, and use that to either fix your existing Goliath. We got a chest here. What do we have here? Mortar, bomb, some healing kits, and some coin. Good, let's take all of that. So yeah, as I was saying, basically you can use those props to effectively basically use the environment, to fight your enemies, because as you can see here, those guys are not very easy to fight. I mean, I'm level 11, so I'm what, 4 levels higher than they're level 7, and they cast the frosty debuff, which actually damages this one. I think if I basically switch to this one, I should be able to heal from their frosty debuff. I think. Yeah, there we go. Exactly. So this guy puts a frost debuff on me, and it actually heals me because this one is a frost Goliath. Okay, let's gather this stuff, and I think we need this stuff, and I'm actually noticing that the game is lagging a bit, so that did not happen while I was not recording. And let me kill him quickly. Come on, come over here. Oh, come on, come here, little guy. There we go. All right. Yeah, so as I was saying, that was not happening when I was not recording, so when I played normally, there was no issues here, and I think I cannot burn myself on this fire. But the interesting thing is that if I go ahead and build my camp here, there we go, and put some wood into the fire, like so, and then switch to my Goliath, I think I should be able to, yeah, there we go. So I can actually set myself on fire over here and heal over time using my camp, which, I mean, it's, you know, it's pretty cool that they do this sort of element matching environment action. I like that stuff. Okay, so what are the problems of this game? Well, for one, and as I already said, the main problem is that this game does not really explain really well what the hell are you supposed to do. I don't want to fight those guys like this. It's like when it begins, it just throws you in and says, okay, now figure everything out yourself. And I know that some people like that, but I personally found it to be pretty hard. And, you know, it doesn't even relate to the fact that, you know, you have to figure out how to explore and figure out how to do things, how to build these portals, how to build the laboratory. Ow. Let's switch back to this guy. Oh, he's level 17. That might be a terrible idea to fight him, actually, but let's try anyway. Because why the hell not? There we go. We have a blizzard here, and I think it buffs us, actually. So, talking about the poor explanation, do you see this icon above me? Do you know what it does? Because I don't know as well, and there's no explanation anywhere. I guess if I go into my character sheet right now, I would be able to see it, maybe, but let's kill him. So it actually was nice that we got this buff. If we go here, inventory, journal, map, experiment. No, I don't actually see it anywhere. So there's literally no explanation of what this icon is. And this is like one of the biggest issues this game has. Let's grab some stuff from here and let's go home, I guess. Or do we have to bring orange chips? So I guess I haven't collected everything yet. Right, okay. Yeah, so, and there is a whole lot of like little things like this, which are, you know, they're kind of not critical. But if you don't know what's going on, and if you haven't played before, if you haven't figured it out, if you haven't read the wiki or whatever else, seen it in the loading screen, this is actually a pretty common occurrence. I found out like quite a lot of features of this game from the loading screens, which is, I mean, which means they made a really nice loading screen, but a very terrible explanation in-game itself. For example, the fact that you can leave the golem and make him fight for you. So if I would switch to this one, and then I can do this, and now he's guarding me. And I believe I should be able to do this for all of them. So I now basically have my golem army, and I find this absolutely awesome. I mean, who wouldn't want to have the golems walk with him? Okay, let's burn him and then run away from him and let our stone golems just kick his ass. Because why the hell not? You know, we can watch how they fight and then can do that, and he's dead now. Cool. And then I can basically switch back to other golems, and there we go. So I'm now back here. That's, you know, that's awesome. So you can do that, but game never tells you that. So I had to figure out by reading the tutorial messages essentially or tip messages on the screen. And this goes for almost everything. It's like when you first encounter tough enemies, you don't know that you have to run from them. You try like, okay, you know, this is an action RPG, so I can probably kick their asses. Nope, you cannot. Like, even now, fighting with those level 8 beasts is tough for me. So imagine how it was when I was just starting. I was like level 2 Goliath versus level 2 this beast. It was not nice. It was very painful. And then later on the tip screen, it turned out like, you know, if you see those guys, run away. I was like, okay, why didn't you like tell me this earlier? Maybe I could have like, you know, spent less time trying to heal up. Another thing that I have with this, like basically game complexity, I would say, which kind of related to the fact that it doesn't explain the combat enough, is the fact that for some reason it is way easier to fix the broken Goliath rather than create the healing kits. So as you can see right here in the menu, I have these repair kits, and you can actually craft them. So if I go out right here, if we build a camp, and if we have a look at the tent here, you can see that I can craft things. So, and here's the repair kits. They require scrap iron, chitin, and strong glue that is made from spiderweb and resin. All of those are pretty hard to obtain, but to repair Goliath, you need just a bit of the material that he was created from, and basically your home base. And to get to the home base, you can either walk, obviously, or you can use this teleportator, which just needs coal and scrap iron, which are way easier to get than the stuff for repair kits. So I don't see any reason to use the healing kits unless you're like in a boss fight or something. So this is, this skews the difficulty curve a bit. So let's put it this way. Okay, let's talk to this guy. The dialogues are pretty amusing, so I won't read them, but go ahead and read them yourself if you want to. Just pause and read. But I basically, yeah, it was easy and not dangerous. So I'm trying to basically get in good relations with this rat race because they're planning to use some evil weapon of mass destruction. I need to prevent that. And I got some experience, and I'm actually level 12 now. So I got some XP, HP, and some gold. And there's the spider. What are they doing? Another problem this game has is AI. Sometimes it's completely brain dead. I mean, sometimes it's okay. So especially the more more intelligent species, like, you know, the foxes and rats and bandits and all those kind of guys, they are okay. But if we're talking about animals, they sometimes, yeah, as you've seen, just get stuck in the walls. Another aspect that is not, you know, completely convincing, let's put it this way, is the combat. So as I said, all you have is like 2 attacks, this one and smash. You have a roll, which knocks them down, or the defensive move, yeah, because the boulder guys or the stone golems actually have the defense one. And then you have 3 skills which unlock over levels. And, you know, for example, here I have my rush, and I have, I think I just used it and nothing happened, but I think this is basically something that requires enemies nearby. And there we go. Boost. Okay, Goliath receives temporary boost to strength and attack speed. Okay, right. And basically, depending on archetype, you will have those skills, and that's it. That's all you can do for fighting. So if you're looking for, again, action RPG where you will have to fight, this is not your game. It's more about surviving, exploring the environments, and by the way, the map is pretty huge. I mean, it is just one area, yeah? So as you can see here, after like 2 hours of play, and I spent most of my time here, actually, I've explored very little. And yeah, so those icons basically mean collectible things and points of interest. Another, my gripe with this game, I mean, I have a lot of those really minor ones that break all the experience. Not completely, not entirely. Don't think that this is basically condemnation of the game. No. This is more of like, I want them to be fixed. So the thing is that I collected a lot of those things. Let's not move the map. I collected a lot of those chests. I collected a lot of those, destroyed a lot of those, you know, like these birds' nests and everything. But they don't disappear from the map. So every time I walk around and I see on the mini-map that, okay, you know, here's the whatever chest or something, I got to check it again because I don't know if it's empty or not. And why is it not disappearing? I have no idea. There's no like practical reason for it. And let's destroy this nest because I don't like it. There you go. Okay, so what can you do aside from quests and fighting and exploration? Well, you can obviously construct new Goliaths. This is done through here. So you can see here you can pick the 2 archetypes. So I have only 2 now, but as I said, as far as I remember, 4. Each archetype has different parts. So for example, if we take the body, as you can see here, I have the normal wooden one, or I have this burnt wood that basically is a smoldering log, and it has more HP, higher fire resist, but obviously negative cold resist. And as I said, you know, basically regenerates in fire and ignites enemies around you, but gets damaged in water and snow. And I find this really awesome. So the way that you unlock, so as I said, yeah, basically if your Goliath gets destroyed, you can rebuild it really easily here by using the same materials that are required to build it. So in this case, for wood ones, it's logs and twigs. For if we add the burnt parts, that's gonna be coal in addition. Again, really easy to gather because you just throw in some logs in the fire and you get coal. Rebuilding is simple, deconstruction, so it's a way to destroy it and get some materials back. You generally don't need it unless you're upgrading. In addition to that, you have laboratory where you can build traps and healing stuff for Goliath, and then bronze bars that you can use for crafting other things. You have weapon station. It's probably one of the most interesting things. You can craft some weapons for your Goliath that you can, so basically all the Goliaths have those 2 slots, as you can see here on the left side. One slot comes for the melee weapon and the other one is for ranged one. I think actually my Fire Goliath has 2 of them. Yeah, so as you can see, I have my Ice Club, and then on the Oh god, he's getting... yeah, as you can see now, the rain is actually damaging me, so that's not a good thing. And then if I shoot with the right stick, as you can see here, it will launch the ballistic attack, so it's freezing as well. And yeah, let's go back to the safe zone. So this area is actually a safe zone, and no enemies can harm you here, which is nice. But again, has the same issue that, you know, you can actually, if you have anything ranged, you can very much just attack them from here until you kill them. But since they don't give that many XP for you anyway, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. Okay, so there's some crafting. There are obviously chests on the base where you can put some stuff, and I have my a lot of crafting materials in here. One of the problems, again, I have with it is the fact that you cannot use the materials inside of a chest for crafting. So as you can see here, this, for example, requires ultra strong glue, but I believe I had it somewhere in the chest. And yes, here it is. So basically you will have to go between the chests and the crafting stations to actually pick it up and use it in crafting, which is annoying. So, but yeah, other than that, the fact that basically you can use golems as guards is pretty awesome. So, you know, having your little golem army is quite cool if you would ask me. Actually need to go and turn in the quest. Oh no, wait, I think I have a different quest now. So this is the desert biome. And I guess I can show you the desert biome, and after that we can wrap it up. So, because, you know, you probably already figured if you would like the game like this or not. So again, this is not an action RPG, this is more of like survival, exploration, trickery thing. And okay, golems actually disappear when you switch zones, which is, I guess, suboptimal. And because it's hot in the desert, I actually get a buff which heals me, which is, you know, always cool. So help the raiders. Okay, this gets laggy again. We got some mini stone golems here, so I'm gonna switch to this one. Actually gonna block, and as you can see here, I get way less damage, and then I can smack him in the head for a lot of damage, so that works pretty well. Ow, he just stunned me. That's not nice. Let's pick that stuff up. Oh, what the hell? Nope, let's heal. What? 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 Okay, I'm not sure what happened. Is it because I'm in desert and there was like an ice golem? That might be the reason, but then again, you know, this lack of clarity in the UI is what basically makes this experience not so nice. So as you can see here, I can rebuild them for 3 stone, 3 silicon, and 1 frosty stone, which is ridiculously easy to obtain in comparison to the... okay, I revealed them. Yes, there we go. Ridiculously easy to obtain in comparison to the things that are required to build the repair kit. So yeah, that's definitely some. I think this basically needs some balancing here. Okay, let's see. There's water, so I can show you if we go into water now, it will actually start. Yeah, there we go. So it's cooling down, and I think at some point it will basically start getting damaged. Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe it just gets a debuff. Again, I don't know what this icon means. But if we're under the sun, and we got some lizards here, so let's set it on fire, because why not, and smack it in the face. There we go. So I can just do this, and then, whoa, it spews fire. I mean, that's perfect. So I can just stand here and smack it because I'm a fire golem. I don't care about that. I think this sort of fit between the enemies and the golem you're using is very important in this game, and I find it really awesome. I mean, I really want it to be more balanced and you know, I have a better user experience, essentially, because this is what it's lacking. The idea and the core game is pretty cool, but a lot of those very tiny things are so annoying that at times you're just like, oh man, come on, just tell me what this does. I don't want to go to wiki again. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's $20 or the original equivalent on Steam. It's not super expensive, and they've been pumping a lot of updates recently. So it's not like they just released it and stopped updating. There have been a lot of updates. Level 40, what the heck? Wait, do I not need to kill them? What do I need to kill? Okay. I think I actually did not need to attack them. Alright. I can't believe it. It must be a mirage. Okay, so I saved them. Your boss sent me, Okay, yeah. Good thing they did not attack me back, because they are level 40, and that would have ended really bad. Again, talk about lacking clarity with who the hell belongs to which faction. So that was not very apparent in that fight, you know, which faction are those guys from. Are they bandits, or are they those red men that I supposed to help? But Yeah, okay, I need to fill the flask with water. But yeah, this is Goliath. If you like, you can grab it on Steam for $20 or your regional equivalent. It's a pretty fun little Goliath building, monster killing game with some nice exploration and some amusing quests, let's put it this way. I mean, the writing is pretty cool. Don't look for it if you are into, like, if you think this will be like action RPG. So it's not. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you next time. Bye!